it's Jessica here with Innovation Factory. Today we have Paige Cantlin, the founder of Full Society, and she's going to talk to us about her business and what it's like to be a startup right now.
Hi. Do you want me to go ahead and just give a quick introduction?
Sure, yeah. Just tell us a bit about what Full Society is.
Sure. So Full Society is a restaurant bill pay company that basically integrates POS systems with users and their mobile phones. So it allows users to pay, split, and tip, and also to give back to society at the same time. And our mission is to give a meal to someone in need for every table that pays through our app. And we're really excited to be here and do this interview with you guys.
This is really an interesting way to pay, and it's a very exciting way for customers to pay at restaurants. Not only is it integrating social media into the entire restaurant eating out experience, but it's also almost like a social enterprise because you have this charity aspect where you're feeding people in need, and that's very exciting because it's kind of along the lines of what are kind of the emerging trends in the startup world. Could you tell us a little about your charity model and some of the partners that you're working with in the community, how you actually get those meals out into the community?
Sure. Yeah, so we actually we partner with local nonprofits in whichever city we're integrating in. So in Baltimore, we partner with the Helping Up Mission and Paul's Place, which we are really excited to support those organizations because they do a lot of great things for people locally. And one of the things they do is they provide meals, and so that's why we're able to partner through them. And they tell us what their food cost is per meal, so that allows us to calculate how much we need to donate every month to meet our mission goal. And we just give money directly to them specifically for that purpose.
That's great. And would you say pretty soon you'll be going into beta testing, right? Could you tell us a little about that process?
Sure, yeah. So we start beta testing in May, right after our demo day. So we're going to accelerate Baltimore, and as soon as our demo day hits, we start beta testing immediately after that. And we're planning to choose 300 users. So we have, I think, 700 pre-users right now. And we're going to just pick 300 of them and let them be the beta testers for the first month. And they'll be able to try out our products and use them in restaurants and sort of see how they work and give us some feedback. And then we will launch the product publicly in the App Store after that.
It's going to be really interesting to see how much they choose to donate and if that's going to really exceed your target for donations. Could you tell us maybe about the incentive system that you have?
Oh, yeah, sure. So actually it's the whole concept sort of promotes social media as well as the social mission, and so all of the users build up points and they sort of develop statuses, which they can share with their friends, and it's kind of a fun way to give back and be philanthropic, and I think when you see your friends doing that, it kind of creates a group effect, and everyone starts doing it, and it becomes sort of almost cool to do.
Absolutely.
And it's easy, and we think a lot of people will sort of get on board with that. Yeah,
it's a great social mission that can be integrated into social media.
Yeah.
You have a lot of traction with the local community, with the startup community, and you also are very ingrained in the Hopkins Network. Could you tell us a little about how maybe the Hopkins Network has given you access to mentorship or opportunities that have been important to Full Society?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I was actually an undergrad student at Hopkins, and then I worked for a few years, and now I'm a grad student in the Carey Business School, and really the entire concept started at the Carey Business School in one of the classes. So I really have a lot to thank to Hopkins for that because they, that's really where the idea was born. And we did a ton of research for that class on this project, and then it sort of grew from there. And Hopkins has done a ton to put us in touch with professors and local business owners and mentors and investors, honestly. So many people that we've met through that community, we would never have probably had the resources really to start doing this had we not started here. And one of the first things we did was the Johns Hopkins Innovation Factory, and I think that's actually the first time we pitched when we weren't in a classroom setting. So it was really good experience for us, and we got to meet a lot of people, and people gave us some really good feedback, and we got a lot of good ideas out of that event that they hold. So we really have a lot to thank for them.
That's so interesting. Not only are you working full time, you're in grad school, and I've heard that you're a world record holder for marathon running. That's really incredible and really impressive. Do you feel like some of these experiences have contributed to maybe like the habits, the time management skills, and the management skills necessary for being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that working for another company is a lot of the reason why, or really helps entrepreneurs if they're going to be in a management role, which inevitably, we all are. Mm-hmm. So at least in the beginning, and so I think that really helps, and everyone should try to work for someone else first if they can. And then I would also say that just doing anything that, whether it's running or sports or anything that you like, with the passion and determination for a long time it kind of builds up habit. And I think that having that habit in place when you want to start a business or become an entrepreneur is really, really helpful. Definitely really helpful.
Wow, that's great. Are there any other final words of advice that you have for people who would like to be an entrepreneur or start their own business, and maybe students who are still in school and they want to try this out?
Yeah, I just thought of some. So my advice would be just not to be afraid. I think that a lot of people have good ideas and they really could execute on them, but they're just afraid to step off their set, chosen path and give up whatever they think their life might otherwise be. And it is hard, and even if you fail and it ends up being miserable, I think you learn a lot from that experience, and it's worth it just for that experience, even if it doesn't go well. So I would advise everyone just to do it and not to be afraid to do it.
Wow, great words of courage and encouragement from Paige Cantlin from Full Society. Thanks so much for being here.
No problem.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks.